Dan, first reactions after that result?
Oh, well, obviously disappointment. We've just lost a test match in the World Cup, but ultimately we're in a quarterfinals of the World Cup with the tough group that we were in at the start with the injuries we've had. So overall, I think we've got to be positive and really excited for next week, which, you know, against South Africa, which we've had some recent success against. Playing in a quarterfinal of a World Cup next week, so don't get much better than that. No, today was probably our best performance defensively against. You look at the players they've got on their side. I thought we were absolutely superb defensively, and we should take a huge amount of credit for that and positive leading into next week. So. Yeah, I think we're ultimately all pretty positive, and to nullify their backline and the players that they've got was pretty good from us. Still, obviously, one or two things to work on, but I think that stands us in good stead for next week against South Africa. I think we were held up over the line 3 times. I don't know if we could have kept the ball in the scrum maybe a little bit longer, and could have potentially had a penalty try, but it was a 50-50 call. But absolutely, yeah. Of course, I think the game probably swung then. Obviously, they went out and got a penalty at the other end. So each decision, which was obviously was going in obviously for us in terms of penalties, it was just building a little bit more pressure on them, but obviously on us as well in terms of they defended very well. But yeah, again, it was we probably definitely should have scored a try in that period, and that's the way Test match rugby is. We score there, we probably go on to win the game and give ourselves a big lift, and obviously with them still with 13. So yeah, it was a disappointing moment.
How pleased with you with how that tactic of the choke tackle worked today? Because Warren talked about it in the press, and Michael Checker also came out and said that a lot of their boys were caught high early on by that.
Yeah, that's something which we've tried to work on. Obviously, not just slowing the ball down on the floor in terms of our jacklers. It was in terms of just trying to get maybe hold the ball up in the air for a couple of seconds. If we get a turnover from it, great. If not, we just slow their ball down. Because I think the problem that England had last week was there was nobody really competing on the ball there. They were getting free-flowing ball, and obviously Foley and Gitto were able to pull the strings quite comfortably. So yeah, that's something we spoke about in the week, and it was again pleasing that we sort of brought through the game.
Is that a plan specifically for Australia, or could you see yourselves using the same tactic against South Africa, given how well it seemed to work?
Yeah, like I said, we try and do that every week. We try and get a bit of, we try and vary it in terms of getting obviously people like Tips and Warby on the ball, and obviously you've got people like Alan Wayne, Toby, and people like that who can hold boys up as well. So I think we'll just try and mix it up next week. Obviously South Africa will present a different challenge. Obviously Australia a lot more, probably a bit more of a skillful side in terms of the players they got. So I think it'll be certainly a more physical challenge next week.